Drake's name is back at the top of the Billboard charts, a place he's been so many times before that it almost feels like second nature. His latest album is another massive success, racking up streams and sales that most artists could only dream of. But if you ask Charlamagne Tha God, that doesn't mean much. To him, Drake's still corny. No matter how many number ones he racks up, Charlamagne isn't convinced the music has the same impact it once did. On a recent episode of The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne broke down his thoughts on Drake's latest project. He didn't deny the commercial success. Drake's numbers speak for themselves, but he questioned whether the music really connects in a meaningful way. His biggest issue: he feels like Drake is playing it too safe, relying on a formula that guarantees success rather than taking risks or evolving his sound. He called certain tracks corny, saying they lacked the energy and authenticity that made Drake such a dominant force in hip-hop in the first place. This isn't the first time Charlamagne has criticized Drake. Their back and forth goes back years, from questioning his credibility as a rapper to outright dismissing certain projects. Charlamagne has never been shy about giving Drake a hard time. And while Drake has largely ignored him in the past, there have been moments where he claps back. One of the most famous was when he sent Charlamagne bottles of champagne after the release of Back to Back, turning their tension into a public spectacle. Charlamagne's critique isn't just about one album, it's about the bigger picture. He feels like Drake has reached a point where he doesn't have to push himself artistically anymore because his fan base will support whatever he drops. There's a formula: catchy melodies, social media-friendly lyrics, and features from the hottest artists of the moment. It works, but does it still feel fresh? That's where the debate comes in. Drake's fans would argue that the numbers don't lie. He continues to break streaming records, sell out stadiums, and influence culture in a way that few artists can. Even when people say they're tired of Drake, they still listen. That's power. But critics like Charlamagne argue that success doesn't always mean quality. Just because something sells doesn't mean it's pushing the genre forward. This brings up a broader conversation about what makes an artist great. Is it longevity and consistency? Or is it innovation and taking risks? Some of the biggest names in hip-hop history, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, have reinvented themselves multiple times throughout their careers. Drake, on the other hand, has mastered a sound that works and stuck with it. Some see that as smart, others see it as complacency. The debate over Drake's artistic merit isn't going away anytime soon. As long as he keeps dropping albums that dominate the charts, people will continue to dissect them. Charlamagne's opinion is just one of many, but it's a reflection of a conversation happening across hip-hop. Has Drake already peaked creatively, or is there another level he can reach? Regardless of where you stand on the issue, one thing is clear: Drake isn't going anywhere. He's still one of the most influential figures in music, and even his harshest critics have to admit that his ability to stay on top for over a decade is impressive. But for those who want to see him take risks and evolve, the wait continues. And as long as he's still making music, Charlamagne Tha God will be there, ready to call him corny every step of the way.